I was fired in 1998. My boss, who had worked for 15 years, called me in and said, "We want you to resign." To which I said, "Okay."
If you're not prepared for tough times, you can't get prepared when times get tough.
Have the fortitude to do the right thing, not the easy thing. Don't be somebody's lapdog or sycophant. If you want to be a winner, then compare yourself to the best and acknowledge that it will never happen without hard work. Never fool yourself into thinking that your success is yours alone.
If one of my daughters or anyone else said they want to run a huge organization one day, I would tell them, don't think that far ahead. Learning is a lifelong thing. I think I spend probably 50 or 60% of my time learning, reading, talking to people, traveling. It's the only way you can keep on top of this global world of ours. And it's even tougher now because of the globality of the businesses you're all going to deal in. How? Reading is the most important one. But the second one, which is often forgotten, is talking to other people. You can learn more from speaking to people in 15 minutes than if you spent your life doing something. They can explain it to you. And you can learn from watching people. You also are going to learn by, I'm going to call it imitation, but by watching other very good people and how they operate in difficult circumstances. I learned a lot of things what not to do and a lot of what to do by watching other people. There is already a book on you. That book is already being written. And if I spoke to your teachers, your friends, your professionals, your parents, I would know whether you're trusted, how hard you work, whether you're ethical. I would know so much about you, you'd be shocked. I don't even have to meet you. So that book is already growing. You write the book you want the way to be written. You actually have that choice. Don't let others write it. And when you get caught in situations that you're uncomfortable, I remember I worked at a company not far from here, and I remember I was asked to do something I didn't want to do. I'm not telling you all to take this advice. You can always quit. It's your responsibility whether you accept to do something or not, and it will be in that book written on you. Many of you already have dealt with some very difficult times, so this is no different than some of you already dealt with. When you fail, it's okay to get depressed. It's okay to cry. It's okay to go home. It's okay to blame others for a while, but eventually you have to get over it and move on. The greatest people who've ever walked this planet constantly had setbacks in life and failures. Constantly. It happens all the time in business, and some of your success will be how you deal with the failure, not how you deal with the success. I was fired in 1998. So I went a little bit of experience like this, and it's a painful thing. My boss, who had worked for 15 years, called me in and said, "We want you to resign." To which I said, "Okay." I went home. I told my wife and children, I called my wife up and said, "Judy, I'm going to tell you something. I'm not kidding," because I always make jokes about things like that. But I wanted to make sure the kids were fine. I went home. I have 3 wonderful daughters. They were much younger then. I said, the youngest one said, "Dad, do we have to sleep on the streets?" I said, "No, hon, we're okay." A lot of what's going to happen in the next 25 years to you, it's not just your skill, there's luck involved. So don't get too exuberant when you do well, and don't get too depressed when you don't. You have to fight self-deception. Human beings are experts at it. I do it all the time. It's one of my favorite things to do until people bring me back to earth. Very often, who brings you back to earth? Very often it's your friends or your spouse. We all do the same kind of thing with friends and spouses. We come home, we tell them how we were treated and why that person treated us so badly, and they agree with us. So it's very important you try to step out of those situations. When I was in 5th grade, my teacher made a sign that said self-control, and she put it on the desk facing me. That went on for many, many years, and it wasn't until I was 45 years old that I realized that anger is a bad thing. And that people used to say to me when I was younger, that was a well-placed blow of anger, well-timed and well-delivered. It was never deliberate. It was just a welling up of anger. Usually I had to apologize. In fact, at one point, someone gave me a box of cards, which all I had to do was fill in the day. And the card said, "Hello, my name is Jamie Dimon. I'd like to apologize in advance for my behavior on the day of X." And so anger always backfires. It hurts people. You have to apologize all the time. It's better to skip it. You all know about IQ and EQ. Where people often fall short, it's on the EQ. And emotional intelligence is critical, and it's something you will develop over time too. Matter of fact, a lot of management skills are more EQ. How do people function? And when I look at EQ, I always think to myself, why is it that when some people walk in a room, we all brighten up? Why is it when you really want advice, you call certain people? Why is it that some people you never would question what they say, and that some people you never would trust what they say? And those are emotional skills and empathy, but you're a human being. You have these other things that we all have to develop all the time and work at them all the time. And they're things like passion, work ethic, character, integrity, and you're the sum of all of these things. Your IQ alone will not get you through the dark days or the tough times. You need to develop all these things, to develop them consistently. Take care of yourself, your family, and your friends. You're going to get involved in very high, stressful situations. If you don't take care of yourself physically and emotionally, you will fail. Many years ago, I'll leave you with two last thoughts. One last thought, and I'll tell you what I want my tombstone to say. Many years ago, I read an article in the paper that was written by a Medal of Honor winner. The person had won a Medal of Honor on Normandy Beach, June 6, 1944. And the person said something like the following. I wish I could have gotten it for this, but I only remembered it this morning. The person said, "I will never forget that day or the people who died by my side. I am so proud of them, though I don't consider my medal earned by just me." He said, "But now I'm 70 years old. I'm looking back at my life, and I realize the people who deserve a medal are the people who for 70 years, day in and day out, were good parents, good friends, helped the sick, helped make it a better world, through thick or thin, all the time, in little ways and in big ways." And that's how you are all going to add to this planet too. So my tombstone, actually not my tombstone, I'm not going to sure I'm going to put my tombstone, but I hope people say, we're going to miss the SOB, and the world is a better place from having been here. So thank you, congratulations, God bless you all, Godspeed, and help make it a better world too. Thank you. Thank you.